What up? Welcome into OAB 365. This is Orange and Brown 365, episode number 12, live here on Spreaker. You can also catch it on YouTube at youtube.com/Seatown Sports Talk 1. Also, you want to join the show at Somerville CLE, SOMERVILLE, CLE. You want to email something a little longer? Hit me up through the email, OAB365@gmail.com. Welcome in. I am your host, as always, the self-proclaimed Seatown Sports Guru, Jeremy Somerville. And today, on OAB 365, we're going to talk a little bit about Terrell Pryor. Last night on orangeandbrown365.com, I posted an article about the Browns playing with fire. That is exactly what I believe they are doing right now with Terrell Pryor. Yes, he wants to be here. Yes, he loves Hugh Jackson. But what does he love more than anything? And that is money, probably, and winning. Two things that can really help a guy leave a situation he likes. That is why I believe they should have franchise tagged him. However, they still do have until March 7th to get a deal done. But I see no reason, absolutely no reason, why Pryor should do that. Why not get out there and see what your fair market value is? Guys like Marvin Jones got $40 million last year. $40 million for Marvin Jones, a guy who I don't think he ever put up a season quite like what Terrell Pryor did last season. And Pryor, being 6'4", and that big, and that strong, and that fast, and still developing into the position and able to do what he did last year, very intriguing guy when it comes to the free agent market. Yes, he is not a number one overall receiver. I will not say he's Julio Jones. He is not A.J. Green. I understand that. Excuse me. But given a chance to keep this guy on the roster, just to extend your long-term ability to sign him, at a transition tag of $13 million, at a franchise tag of $15.7 million. And if someone blows him out of the water, then you get a first-round pick for him. And yes, it can come back to haunt you like it did with Alex Mack, where he got an out in his contract. And then was sent away, basically, to Atlanta because of that. Browns need to keep Terrell Pryor, and they're playing with fire the way they're doing this thing. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they've got this all figured out and they're just, tweaking a few things before the March 7th day comes at 4 p.m. where he can become a free agent, unrestricted free agent, and sign with any team he damn well pleases. Now moving on from that today, we're trying to move quickly today. I got a short show here as I probably got about 5 to 7 minutes left in the show. I want to talk about quarterbacks. I know, yeah. We talk quarterbacks every day. Done 12 episodes of this show. Every day I talk about quarterbacks because you know what? This is the offseason. This is the Cleveland Browns, and the one thing they have not solved is the quarterback issue. My number one quarterback in this draft is Mitch Trubisky. It is the guy I have said for probably the past 3 months that I believe is also Hugh Jackson's guy. And why is that? Today at the Combine, Hugh Jackson was asked, what does he need in a quarterback? The number one thing he wants in a quarterback is accuracy. I do not think any quarterback in this draft is nearly as accurate as Mitch Trubisky. And before I go any further, my top 5, if you're wondering, I posted on Twitter at Somerville CLE. I will be posting it shortly at orangeandbrown365.com, but I'll give it to you now today. An exclusive. Yeah, big deal. I got it. Number 1, Mitch Trubisky. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Deshaun Watson. Number 4, Deshaun Kaiser. And number 5, Brad Kaya. After the top 4, big drop-off to me. You've got guys like Kaya, Webb, Peterson. Not exactly guys who are going to bring the house down, but you never know. And while I'm talking about these quarterbacks, real quick, another public service announcement here on Orange and Brown 365, episode number 12, live here on Spreaker. If guys don't like the quarterback you like, or if you like a quarterback more than someone else, don't hate on a guy for it. Most likely, every one of us is going to be wrong in some way. For all I know, Mitch Trubisky would be absolutely nothing. Maybe he turns into being nothing more than Matt Castle. Do I think that'll happen? That's not what I think will happen. I think at worst he's Alex Smith or Andy Dalton. But I think he could develop into a very, very extremely good quarterback. But that's just my opinion. Don't hate on other people's opinions. I'm sick of seeing that on Twitter. There's guys who believe that Sean Kaiser's the best quarterback. I am not a huge Sean Kaiser fan. He's big, he's strong, he can throw the ball, but I think there's parts missing. Accuracy slips from time to time. Footwork slips from time to time. And I question whether he has it all together upstairs as far as what he sees. But for all I know, he's an ex-Ben Roethlisberger. Now, back to that. Back to Trubisky. He's the guy I do believe that Hugh Jackson sees as the best quarterback in this draft. And today, he reached the 6'2 platform, which was a big deal. Mike Mayock of the NFL Network had said that he possibly would measure in at 6 foot, 1 inch tall at the combine. Today, he measured in 6 foot 2 and 1/8 inch. So he's above 6'2. Big deal because that's about what Hugh looks for. Yes, Cody Kessler didn't fit it, but Kessler is a backup in this league and not going to be your franchise player. So, do I think Trubisky is the guy? Absolutely. Trubisky, will he be there at 12? No. And Mike Silver went on the NFL Network, another NFL Network guy, and said that he believes that the guy that Hugh wants in this draft will not be available at 12. And Hugh feels that way. Silver and Hugh are tied at the hip. That's the closest guy you're going to get to what Hugh really is thinking. So what does that mean? Do the Browns now think, oh, maybe we should trade 12 to 5? Maybe we can use some of those picks we've picked up. Do they just think, oh, well, let's keep calling Bill and see if he'll take 33 for Garoppolo? Because I think Garoppolo would be the number 2 choice. Or maybe he's 1A, 1B, maybe it's 1, 2. Either way, I think Trubisky and Garoppolo are the two that Hugh would want. Or do they, of all things, and God forbid I say this, because people will lose their minds if this happened. Do they just stay at 1 and take their quarterback at 1? We know that pass rusher is probably the deepest position in this draft. So why take a pass rusher number 1 when you can get somebody good later on? Now, yes, I know the bigger deal is Myles Garrett is a stud, and I want them to take Myles Garrett. But if you feel that Mitch Trubisky will be your franchise quarterback, I don't care where you take him or who you take him above. Because even if he turns into Andy Dalton and he gets us to 10-6 consistently, and we struggle a little bit in the playoffs, it is so damn much better than what we have seen that we have to accept it and be okay with it. If we get him at 1 and Solomon Thomas falls to 12 and becomes a 10 to 11 sack guy, and Garrett's getting 15 sacks, but the Niners still suck, who cares? Get your quarterback where you get your quarterback. I'm not huge on Garoppolo because I think his deep ball struggles. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's that much better than what I've seen out of Trubisky. But if that's your quarterback, get him. Just get your damn quarterback. As I'm talking quarterbacks and bitching about quarterbacks, I'm going to say something about Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is not a great quarterback. He is a good quarterback. And the fact that Buffalo wants to cut him shows how inept that front office could be. You signed him to that deal. It is a lot of money. Yes, but he didn't say, this is what I need. You offered him the deal. He signed the contract. Done. Keep the guy because he is the best quarterback that team has had, probably, since Jim Kelly. So if Tyrod Taylor becomes available, should the Browns sign him? Why not? He's better than anything we got here. Better than anything we've seen in a few years. Get him. And then, would I still draft a quarterback high? Possibly. If I'm sitting there at 12 and Mahomes is there, I absolutely take a flyer on him if I've already signed Tyrod. Get a quarterback. And if you have to do it at number 1 and pass up on Myles Garrett, which I would hate to a certain extent because I really like Myles Garrett, then do that. Just get the quarterback situation taken care of. Do what needs to be done. Thank you for listening today, kids. It was basically a bitch and rant fest here on Orange and Brown 365, episode number 12. Check out the website, orangeandbrown365.com. Check me out on Twitter at SomervilleCLE. Hit us up on email, oab365@gmail.com. Check this page out on Spreaker. It's Spreaker.com/OAB365. And check out the YouTube channel, which I believe is youtube.com/Seatown Sports Talk 1. I'm going to change that at some point and make sure that it's right. But that's where all these shows go, and I'll have some other content on there eventually. You want to find us on Facebook? It's facebook.com/OAB365. Thank you for listening. Have a good night. Go Brownies. Enjoy the scouting combine. And remember, as always, if you live the life you love, you'll love the life you live. Good night, kids.